In this video, I would like to talk about my trip to Peru. I stayed there for 3 weeks. I hadn't been there for the past 14 years. I had mixed feelings of happiness, excitement, petrified, terrified, all of these negative, positive feelings because I had that one friend who was telling me, "Don't go. It's bad over there. Remember, I warned you. I told you not to go. Like something happens, don't tell me." So I only had that one friend, but everybody was telling me, "No, just go. You need it. You need to relax, you need a vacation, stuff like that." Um, so I did end up going. I don't regret going. Kinda, I do regret the month because usually the month of April it's supposed to be fall weather, but because there's a cyclone happening, the weather was really bad. It was really hot. It was very humid, and when I mean like humid, it was like 4 or 5 days straight of humidity, nonstop. I feel like the humidity here in New York it's not very constant. I feel like we could have a day of humidity, the next day it's fresh, and like the other day is humidity, and it's not very constant like over there. Over there it was like a whole week humidity. I was showering like twice or 3 times because I felt very sticky. The weather over there is very different from here. There were days that it was fresh, like a bit fresh, and no humidity, but you still felt sticky. Like I'm like, why am I feeling sticky? There's no humidity like around. But then like a friend told me it's just that because we have the ocean nearby, that's why we're sticky, and to us this is great. I'm like, for real? She's like, yeah, like wow, I just don't really like this weather. Um so yeah, just a different type of climate over there. I thought that was very interesting. Um yeah, and I felt like you don't really smell yourself much, if that makes sense. But I was constantly showering because I just felt very sticky and I just didn't like that feeling on myself. So yeah, that's me. But yeah, I would have loved to go the month of May instead of mid-April. I think May would have been amazing instead of April. So next time I will try my best to go May and forward. My family wants me to go around January, February because they would like to hang out, go to the beach. But I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. I can't stand the weather right now. Imagine January, February, where it's scorching outside. Like, oh no, I'm not doing that. I was like, sorry, I'm not doing that. But yeah. Piece of advice: if you ever go to Peru, never exchange your money in the airport. They gave us 2.52 soles for every dollar, and by that city, they were giving us 3.75 soles for every dollar. So they ripped us off a lot. I was disappointed in that. I mentioned that to a friend. She's from Guatemala, and she's like the same thing. You never exchange your money in the airport. You exchange it outside of the airport. They give you more. And I think that also depends on the country because every time I would go to Mexico, they were giving us more money in the airport of Mexico versus the city where my mom is from. So I don't know if that's like a thing. I'm not really sure. But just Peru and Guatemala don't exchange your money at the airport. They just rip you off a lot. Um, I I did some cooking over there. I learned how people peel onions like crazy. There was a chef that I was helping out. Kinda, she peeled like 3 onions while I'm still on my first onion. How people peel potatoes with a spoon. I'm like, how the heck is that happening here? So I thought that was very interesting. How people just brush potatoes like 1, 2, 3, they take off the dirt. I'm like, wow, that's very quick. I would have been fired by now. Um, so it was very interesting how people cook. One thing that most people do over there is that they put the onions in water. Like they'll just fill up a bowl of water and just put like onions in there. And I was like, why do you put it like in water? And they would tell me it's just that it gives it more flavor. In my opinion, I feel like it's the opposite. I do feel like the flavor does go away. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like I feel like the main reason they do this so they don't start crying. Honestly, I feel like that's the reason why they don't want to be crying in the kitchen. So they were peeling like 10, 12, or like 15, 20 people out there, or 25 people. So I thought it was very interesting how people cook over there. I did get to know el ajin. El ajin is like the most common thing we put in our food. So I did grow up eating a lot of Peruvian food. I didn't grow up eating Mexican food as much. So Mexican food to me, it's very new. I'm not really familiar. I think I'm familiar with tacos. Like I never grew up eating tacos. Like tacos is something we just didn't grow up eating. I was always given like rice and protein. like Peruvian food. That's I'm very familiar with. I did try new dishes over there. Chifa, it's like Asian Peruvian food. Um, so I did try that. I try my best to try new flavors, new dishes, trying to see what I can learn or to improve my dishes. So yeah, it was amazing. I got to meet the guinea pigs, los cuyes. We're very known for los cuyes over there, and I think Ecuador the same thing, los cuyes. I don't really like cuyes because I feel like there's not so much flesh to eat there, so I didn't really eat that. I did get to eat salchicha. Salchicha is like the most famous thing around like the cities that I stay around. I felt like la salchicha is not the same anymore. It wasn't that good as before. Before it was just amazing. We were eating that like every day for breakfast, but this time it wasn't like that amazing as before. The coffee was different also. They were using I think they were using a different coffee, and it wasn't the coffee as before. Like the flavor just went away. So just a couple of things that I was very disappointed in salchicha and the coffee. They were like the best two things you could eat for breakfast like every day over there, but it was just not the same anymore. I was upset. And there was like certain breads I used to love eating over there, but it's not the same anymore. Like the flavor changed, and I asked my dad, like, "Dad, is it the same?" He was like, "No, it tastes different." And I was talking to a couple of people here. They're like, "Yeah, there's certain things that do change because people do try to improve it, but instead of improving it, they just pretty much screw it up." So I was disappointed. I did spend a lot of time on the beach. That's why I got a tan. I became darker. Uh, I went to the beach a lot. It was fun. I wish I could have gone to the beach every day, but unfortunately, there is 24 hours in a day. I wish there was 30, so I could have gone to the beach every day for sure. But it was fun. I did get highlights, burgundy reddish highlights. I feel like they're getting kind of lighter. I paid like 18 US dollars. Here in New York, they're charging me like between $200 to $300 just to get highlights. I'm like, no, I'm going to Peru or Mexico soon. I'll just get it over there. And I paid 18 US dollars. I got my hair trim. I cut the tips. I paid like 15 soles over there. Around 8 US dollars. And I'm just surprised it was worth the wait. I like my highlights. It doesn't get tangled. So it was fun over there. I did visit cities around the city that I did stay. I went to a museum. It was very interesting. I would like to share the stuff that I brought from over there. Please don't judge me. So I brought yuquito from over there. It's in the potato family. I brought 2 kilos. This is the same thing. It's just a different color. As you can see, it still has dirt because it's freshly taken out and then they just sell it. So it's the same thing. I didn't know they have several colors. I always seen like the yellow one. My dad usually gets like the can. Frozen's just terrible. It's called dish called yuquito. I brought paprika. This is paprika. To give the food coloring or a little bit of flavor in there. We use that a lot. And I brought ajibanca. Ajibanca is something that we use a lot in our dishes. We use this a lot with ajin. This is the famous ajin. We use this a lot in our dishes, Peruvian dishes. Use this a lot. This is fresh. Since I was there, I was like, yeah, let me take a kilo. So I brought a whole kilo with me. A whole kilo in there. These are canario beans. These are my favorite beans out there. I never knew they were Peruvian beans until I went to Mexico and they were selling a bunch of beans. Like, wow, Peruvian beans. This is eucalypto. This went crazy when COVID hit. Like, people that know like a lot of natural stuff know that this stuff is amazing for your lungs. When I catch COVID the second time, I did make tea out of this. I put berries and ginger and garlic and lemon and stuff like that, and it got rid of the chest pain because I was getting chest pain since COVID started. Not every day, just every time I was getting sick, I was getting chest pain. So this got rid of the chest pain and poop, very quick. So this is stuff that I got. This is a mug that I got from a city that I was visiting. I think it looks pretty amazing. I love the artwork. It looks very creative and amazing. You don't really see this around here. In my opinion, maybe you do, but maybe I'm just not looking well. Yeah, so this is a place, a city that I went to go to a museum. I actually brought sugar. I brought sugar from over there. Why sugar? The sugar is different, completely different over there. So this is sugar. I love the sugar. It tastes very different compared to the organic sugar that they sell here. It's completely different. They say it's no problem to pass sugar around here. So I brought like 4 kilos of sugar. We'll be using that. This is a bottle that my brother gave me. This is from the city that he is 4-hour in bus to bring me this amazing wine. So they specialize in wines. They specialize a lot of stuff, he said. Pollen, honey, nectar, and stuff like that. I think it's amazing. Just kidding. Just amazing. Couple of friends of mine ended up giving me this perfume. I think it's very interesting because it actually comes in Braille. Look, Braille. I was like, what? Not even people here make that. That's amazing. They made it in Braille here, you know? Apparently the letters are French. They gave me this one too. It was in Braille. And that's pretty interesting. You know? Yeah, so I haven't opened it yet. I'll be opening it yet soon. I don't know how the hell they know that I love wearing perfumes. I love wearing perfume. My favorite one is Versace. I love Versace. I love the smell. My aunt gave me knives because I'm always losing my knives around here. I don't even know how the heck in the world I lose my knives since I moved out. My knives are constantly disappearing. It can't be my mom because I'm always putting away, but for some reason they just disappear. And these are just like stuff that I brought to give out, but I think I'm gonna end up keeping this one. I just like this. It's so cute. Yeah, it's a keychain, and I just brought keychains to give out. These are not, I don't know, I just thought these were better for the kids since kids like little interesting stuff, and this is just very addicting to just stare at, in my opinion. I just love staring at this thing. Yeah, so I just brought 2 of each, and I just put one out here so you guys can see it. And it's like I paid 5 soles for these. It's like $2. I was like, what? $2 is very cheap. Yeah, just amazing things to stare at. And I just brought earrings. Oh, they were purple. I have more. And these earrings, my grandmother gave it to me. She always gives me something every time I come back. A bracelet, earrings. She gave me these pair of earrings now. And I just remember, where is the lamp that I had? I brought this to give out. I don't know. I just thought it looked pretty cute with the rose in it. No one special. I guess just a friend of mine. And I brought this lamp. It's so amazing. They have a lot of it's a lamp, 3 colors. Yeah, so that's all what I got from my trip from Peru. So that's all I got. Yeah. And hopefully this video wasn't too long, and thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye, take care.